welcome to my channel. I'm your host Mohsen Ali and you are watching Global Scope News. Today, we are going to take a closer look at the latest development in the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. There is a lot happening, so let's dive right in. No more ceasefire talks recently. Something very important. Something very important was said by Vasily, who speaks for the Russian government. He mentioned that there are no ceasefire talks going on with Ukraine at the moment. Even more surprising, he said that the idea of these talks has become less important, or as he put it, has lost its relevance. So, why Russia is saying this now? It seems that recent actions by Ukraine, especially their moves into a region called Kursk, have made Russia decide to take a different approach. By saying that ceasefire talks are not important anymore, Russia is showing that they are more focused on fighting than on finding a peaceful solution right now. It's a crucial statement. The sad reality, lives lost in the conflicts now. Let's talk about something very sad, the loss of lives. Last night, Russia carried out attacks that killed several people. In the Dnipropetrovsk region, a 69 years old man died, which was confirmed by Sergei Lysen, the head of the region. Another man lost in his life when his house was hit. The mayor of the Lutsk, another city, reported that one person was killed when an important building was struck, which is in the Kursk regions. Missile strikes took the life of another man, a region in western Ukraine. A woman died after missiles hit homes and other buildings. These are not just numbers, these are real people with families and loved ones. Every life lost is a tragedy, and it reminds us for the heavy tolls this conflict is taking on both sides. Ukraine's defense, fighting back against the attack. Ukraine is not just sitting back; they are actively defending themselves. Sergei Popko, who is in charge of the military, gave an update saying that Ukraine's air defense managed to shoot down about 15 missiles and 15 drones aimed at Kyiv, the capital. This is a big achievement of Ukraine. For Ukraine, as it shows they are doing everything they can to protect their city and their people. But the danger is not over yet. The Ukrainian Air Force reported that more drones are still flying in their airspaces. These drones are heading towards different regions, including Kiev, Cherkasy, and central Ukraine, and eastern areas like Poltava and Sumy. One of the ways Ukraine is defending itself is by using mobile anti-drone units. These are basically pickup trucks with heavy machine guns mounted on the back. These units are placed in important spots in the city to shoot down any incoming drones. This shows how Ukraine is adapting and finding new ways to defend against Russia's attack. The bigger picture, Russia targets energy now. Let's talk about something very important, energy. Russia seems to be focusing its attack on Ukraine's energy infrastructures. It's a brave move by Russians. It's a way move by Russians. Ukraine's Prime Minister Danz said that Russia did not just use regular drones and missiles, but also install ballistic missiles, which are much harder to shoot down. The main targets of these attacks are energy facilities, which are very important for Ukraine, especially with winter coming soon. Especially with the winter coming soon, so this is not the first time Russia has targeted Ukraine's energy supply. Since March, they have damaged many energy facilities, causing Ukraine to lose about half of its electricity generation capacity, and 80% of its and 80% of thermal power generation's capacity. It seems like Russia is trying to make life even harder to Ukrainians by cutting on their energy supply, which is crucial for heating and electricity, especially in the cold winter months. Ukraine's president recently spoke about the situation. He revealed that Russia had launched over 100 miles and about 100 attacks drones overnight. The main targets were important civilians infrastructures across Ukraine, including key cities like Kharkiv, Kyiv, and Odessa. President also mentioned that there has been a lot of damage to Ukraine's energy facilities, but repair works is already underway. But repair works already underway. He assured everyone that repair crews will work non-stop to restore power as quickly as possible. This shows the determination of the Ukrainian people to keep going no matter how difficult things get. But Zelensky did not stop there. He also called on Ukraine's Western allies to provide long-range weapons and give Ukraine permissions to use them against areas in Russia. There, where these attacks are being launched from, this request is very important because it shows that Ukraine does not just want to defend itself. They also want to strike back and stop these attacks from happening in the first place. What does all this mean? It's a question mark. So, what can we learn from all of this? This conflict between Russia and Ukraine is still very intense, and it's clear that both sides are not backing down. Both sides are not backing down. Russia's statement that ceasefire talks are no longer relevant shows that they are focusing more on military action. On the other hand, Ukraine is doing everything it can to defend itself, protect its people, and keep the country running. Even as winter approaches, the loss of lives is a heartbreaking reminder of the cost of this conflict. Every person who dies is a tragedy, and it's important to remind us that behind every number is a human being with a family and a story. Russia's focus on targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructures shows that they are trying to weaken Ukraine in a very strategic way. By cutting off energy supplies, they are trying to make life even harder for Ukrainians, especially as the cold weather sets in. But Ukraine is showing incredible resilience by continuing to repair the damage and keep the country running. President calls for more weapons from the West is a clear sign that Ukraine needs more support. They need to tools not just to defend themselves but also to take the fight to the areas where these attacks are being launched from. This could be a crucial step in tuning the tide of this conflict. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me today on Global Scope News. It's clear that the situation between Russia and Ukraine is complex and ever changing. As we continue to cover this story, we will keep bringing you the latest updates and in-depth analysis. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your supports help us keep you informed about more important global events. Stay safe and stay informed. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.